Hey friends, how are you today? Today I'm going to talk about a subject that many of my clients have questions about. And so I'm going to give you some insider information so then you can make some great decisions for your own health, okay? So what's the best type of exercise to do? So if you're logging in right now, let me know where you're from, or if you're a replay viewer, let me know by typing in the word replay, and I'm going to give you a great big shout out. So why is exercise so important? Okay, a lot of people think that they have the answer to that question, but guess what? Many of them don't. And so we're going to clear up some thoughts that many people have that aren't serving them really well. So let's talk about it, okay, right now. So number one, it's great for your heart, okay? Assuming you have a good heart to begin with and you've been cleared by your medical doctor to go ahead and get started on an exercise program, it's going to really benefit your heart. It's going to support your immune system. People who get some regular activity in tend to get less sick. Now, who doesn't want that, right? And it's a great mood. It helps improve your mood. So that's a great thing too. And here's another thing. It's great for maintenance of a healthy weight. Okay, so I am Diane Thompson. I'm a registered dietitian, a healthy living strategist, and I'm going to tell you why exercise, which is often used to lose weight, it's not the best thing to do. Okay, so let's look at that. So let's just go through some hardcore numbers. Okay, so to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to burn 3,500 calories. Okay, so just to give you some perspective on that, 1 mile for most people, not all people, it's weight, it depends on your weight, but to burn 100 calories is about a mile of walking or running. It doesn't really matter which one you do, and that's another big misconception people have, is that they burn more calories when they run. It's not true, okay? It's physics. It's mass over distance and equals calories burned. So it doesn't matter. I mean, now you will get it done faster if you run, assuming you can run the whole distance, but it doesn't matter which you're doing. It's the same number of calories. So, okay, so you're burning 100 calories per mile. So to burn 1 pound of body fat, there's, like I said, there's 3,500 calories, so that's like 35 miles. Okay, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. So if you ran 2 or 3 miles a day, that would be how much, right? So let's say 3. So it would be like 12 days and nothing else changing. Okay, not eating more, because one of the things that happens when you exercise is that it stimulates your appetite. So many people, at least from what I've seen in my coaching practice, many people eat more than the calories they burn doing the exercise. So that's not something we want, right? So that's why exercise isn't necessarily, generally it's not the best way to get to a healthier weight if that's your goal. So, and now let's look at the typical American who has about 30 pounds to lose. So 30 pounds would be equal to the equivalent of over 30 marathons. You'd have to run 30 marathons, give or take. Okay, it's gonna, like I said earlier, it depends on your weight. So you're gonna have to do 30 marathons. Now, when I was doing a lot of that kind of stuff, marathoning, I've done over 12 in my lifetime. I would do 1 a year. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what 30 marathons. I know somebody who actually did 30 marathons in a month. I don't think that's the best thing, but and most people aren't going to be able to do that. But so exercise isn't the best way to get to a healthy weight. Okay, so just so you're clear on that now, look at what you're putting in your mouth. You can't out exercise your fork. Okay, just no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Unless you become an ultra endurance athlete, and most people, especially if they've got 30 pounds to lose, they're not going to be able to do that without doing significant damage to their joints, and it's just going to be way too hard on their bodies. Okay, so what is the best type of exercise to do? Okay, and here's the thing. It's whatever you will do and continue to do, because exercise done for a short period of time and not as a lifestyle is not going to be good enough. You want to implement it as part of your lifestyle. Okay, and here's the other thing, because I think this is again another area that people get really confused on, because there's lots of fads. Okay, have you seen any fads come and go on your health journey or in your lifetime? Things like the Scarsdale diet, let's see, what other diets? There's so many of them, but you know what I'm talking about, right? There's all kinds of trendy nutrition things, exercise things, and they come and they go. So to be able to know what really works long term, you've got to visit things that have stayed and lasted through and have withstood the test of time. So what's the best way to be able to do that is you go to the blue zones, okay? Like my shirt, the blue zones, because those are cultures that implement lifestyles that last the test of time. If you're just going to do something for a short time, even a year, yeah, you're going to get some benefits, but if you don't sustain it for a long period of time, guess what? You're not going to have long-lasting benefits or results. Okay, so look at that information. So this is what I did. I looked at that. Okay, I've been studying that now for a few months. And here's the thing that they're all doing, okay, because there's 5 zones in the world that are considered the blue zones because they live way longer than other people. Don't you want to be able to do that? Yeah. So what are they doing? Okay, don't you want to know? If you want to know, let me know in the comments section, because that was what when I started doing a lot of research around this, I really wanted to know what are they doing so I can implement that with my clients, because I want them to have long-term success, and they do too, right? So here's what they're doing. They're doing daily movement, a lot of movement, okay? So they're moving, and they're not doing HIIT, and I'm not saying not to do HIIT, okay, because I do some, but over and above HIIT, because I only do that 3 days a week, over and above, I get a lot of steps in, okay? So I have my trusty little tracker here. It's a Bella. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because I can't see the number. So I have to go to my phone and look it up on my app. So I don't like that part because it's not immediate. I don't get immediate information. But find a tracker, either a Fitbit, or there's another one that I used to use, Garmin. Garmin was my favorite, actually. So get something like that, because you want to know daily how many steps. And the goal is about 10,000 steps. Okay, so let's break that down just a little bit. So now in my tracking, after 2,000 steps, or at 2,000 steps, I've done 1 mile of walking or running, okay, but I'm not running 5 miles a day. So for me, 10,000 steps is the equivalent of walking 5 miles. Now, most people, let me just tell you, if you're walking, right, the average person walks about 20 minutes per mile, so that would be the equivalent of an hour and 40 minutes. It's a lot of walking. And so most people wouldn't do that in a chunk. But if you break it down into small bite-sized pieces, like after I get done, well, I'm doing a little bit of NEAT right now because I'm standing. But breaking it into small chunks. So after I get done with this, I'm going to take my dog down to the beach, and I'm going to go throw the stick for him because it's still a beautiful day today. And so I'm going to get some steps that way, right? It's about a little over, maybe a third of a mile down to the beach. So that'll be 2/3 of a mile. So that'll be about 1,600 steps. Okay. So now if I break it up that way, interspersed throughout my day, it happens. It happens every day. I really don't miss the 10,000 step mark anymore. Okay. So we call that non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Is a big bunch of words. That just means lifestyle activity, movement, broken up throughout your day, parking your car further away from your destination, right? You're going to get some steps in, and then walking around in the store, and then further away where you've parked, you get more steps that way. So people are more inclined to do it that way rather than doing it for an hour and 40 minutes. Most people are not going to be able to fit that in, but they can fit it in small pieces. So that's my encouragement to you, is to start looking at your exercise in that way. It doesn't have to be continuous, but broken up throughout your day is going to be really, really helpful. Okay, so it can be done anywhere and at any time, right? When I'm in airports, for instance, I don't sit around and wait. Oh my gosh, that is, you're going to be sitting on an airplane for however many hours. So I take my luggage and I walk around the airport until it's time to board. And sometimes I'll wait till the very last to board last, because I don't want to sit any sooner than I have to. I hate it. I don't like how it feels. Okay, so that's some encouragement to you. And there's a lot of long-term studies that are showing that's the kind of activity that you really want to do and focus on to improve your longevity. Now, anybody can do it, but the tracker is going to give you the feedback that you need, because just having it on my wrist is a reminder, oh yeah, I gotta move. The other thing I do, and I think this would be really helpful, is to set a timer on your phone. So every hour, have it go off and get up and move. Okay, go do a short little jaunt around your in your yard, or wherever you are. If you're in an office, go outside, go get the mail, or go to your car like you need something and you don't really need it, but just get out and move, right? Because sitting is the new smoking. So you can combine your exercise along with the fact that sitting isn't good for you. Okay, so yeah, so I hope, in fact, for every hour of sitting, it's going to cost you 20 minutes of living. So that's how important it is to get up and move. Okay, longevity, right? So you can see it's been supported in the blue zones, and it's been supported with the information I just told you, which is for every hour of sitting, it equals 20 minutes less life that you get to live. Okay? Well, now I'm encouraging you to go ahead, get up and move, and don't stop. Okay? Move as much as you can. So hope this has been really helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.